season. Long owners and daily fantasy players will be without some marquee names in Week 8, but it should be a walk in the park compared to weathering a bear in Week 7 when 12 teams were off of the main slate. There's a nice mix of high-priced studs, undervalued mid-priced assets, and lower-priced steals at our disposal for Yahoo DFS lineups this week. Our Week 8 Yahoo picks include a few star-studded names and some under-the-radar value. As always, we're using these lineups in tournaments, so we're trying to find at least a few selections that won't be overwhelmingly owned. Boom or bust players often come with the territory. Week 8 PPR rankings: quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, D/ST, kicker. Before we break down our picks, just a reminder of some key rules for Yahoo DFS. It's essentially the same as FanDuel, with 4-point passing TDs and half-point PPR. Week 8 standard rankings: quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, D/ST, kicker. Sunday main slate, $200 budget, no more than 6 players from the same team. Week 8 DFS lineups: FanDuel. DraftKings. Not only did Allen's fourth down slip against the Titans in Week 6 prevent the Bills from notching a road victory, but he also had an extra week to stew over the misstep. Buffalo goes as Allen goes, and he will have a little bit of an extra chip on his shoulder this week as he and the Bills, not to mention Bills Mafia, host the reeling Dolphins. Harris has eclipsed 20 fantasy points in 3 of his past 4 games and handled 47.9% of the team's touches on the season. It hasn't always looked pretty offensively, but perhaps the bye allowed the Steelers to find more of a groove in these coming weeks. A better overall offense is a boost for everyone involved, but Harris doesn't necessarily need them to hit another gear to continue earning a spot in our lineups. Swift continues to perform like a fantasy star. He has more 20-plus point performances, 3, than single-digit duds, 2, this season. Yet his cost remains reasonable. Swift's rushing efficiency, 3.4 yards per carry, leaves plenty to be desired. But Hess averaging 9.3 yards per catch and is second on the team with 52 targets. He leads the team with 5 touchdowns and has demonstrated an ability to hit the home run. A home game against the Eagles is a winnable contest, and the coaching staff will be aggressive in pursuit of the first victory of their tenure. This may be the final week we're able to roster Brown at such an affordable price. Hess coming off an 8,133,1 effort, and the 23.3 fantasy points were easily a season high. It was his second strong showing in a row, so it appears Hess fully recovered from his hamstring injury and food poisoning. Tennessee's matchup against the Colts is a big game with playoff implications, so look for quarterback Ryan Tannehill to look for his favorite target early and often on Sunday. T.Y. Hilton missed Week 7 because of a quad injury, and another absence would keep Pittman in the spotlight. Even if Hilton suits up, presumably at less than full strength, Pittman has emerged as the Colts' best wide receiver. In a game that is as close to a must-win as you'll see in Week 8, the Colts will want to lean on their best players. We'd love to confidently project 10-plus targets, but what we're banking on from Pittman is him serving as a threat to score and/or reel in a long reception or 2. Make no mistake, Sanders plays second fiddle to Stephon Diggs in the receiving pecking order. That's not a bad gig, though. Hess tied for second on the team with 4 touchdowns and is catching 61.5% of his targets while averaging 17.2 yards per catch. Tight end Dawson Knox, and his 5 touchdowns, will be sidelined this week, so Sanders may be asked to shoulder a bit more of the load. Goddard didn't deliver the massive output many were expecting in his first game with sole possession of the tight end position. He played a season-high 93% of the snaps, though, and still turned 5 targets into 3 grabs for 70 yards. Better performances should be coming down the pipeline. With Miles Sanders' ankle expected to miss some time, Goddard could find more work on his plate as soon as this Sunday. The idea that Mike Davis was going to enjoy a solid season as a lead back was very questionable. However, most weren't expecting Patterson to be the one to supplant him. Patterson leads the team in scrimmage yards, 529, and touchdowns, 6, and has received 23 and 19 opportunities, carries plus targets, respectively, in his last 2 games. The Jaguars have committed the second most turnovers in the league this year, so although this isn't the Legion of Boom anymore, we like the Seahawks playing at home against a mistake-prone offense. And let's be honest, we're also attracted to the affordable price tag.